Hey, this is Meredith Elliott Powell, and you know what time it is? It is 9 a.m. Eastern, Saturday morning, and time for a Sales Logic, the show where we dive into the strategies, discuss the steps, everything you need to know to, well, sell more effectively. I'm hanging out here with my partner, Mark Hunter. How are things for you today, Mark?
Good. And I could say that this episode is really on the road, isn't it? Literally on the
Yeah.
road.
Literally, I am in the car, but as everybody needs to rest assured, I am not driving. My fabulous husband is driving, so I am free to do the podcast. But Mark, we got a big show here. I mean, how about I hit the video and we dive in?
You hit the video because it's right in the back seat with you. You got the whole band back there. So go for it.
Prospect with integrity, we will get customers who have integrity. Integrity is the foundation from which everything is built on.
You better understand value. But at the end of the day, sales is a relationship business. It is a people business. It is an emotional business.
Hey, welcome back to Sales Logic. The video seems to have cut out. Mayor is somewhere on an interstate somewhere in America. But hey, the topic we're talking about today is we have Mayor somewhere. We have Meridith somewhere on an interstate somewhere in America. The topic today is how to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. We're going to be talking about that because it's really relevant because right now there's more competition.
Prospect with integrity, we will get customers who have integrity. Integrity is the foundation from which everything is built on.
You better understand value. But at the end of the day, sales is a relationship business. It is a people business. It is an emotional business.
This is Sales Logic.
I don't think this is going to work. Mark,
Yes. Hey, we have got Sales Logic. Meredith is on the road today, so we're having a little bit of audio issues, but hey, no big deal because the topic is how to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. More than ever right now, we've got competition out there. What does that mean? If you don't stand out from your competition is going to take your business away from you. The way the show works is, of course, we have the topic. We have a question that I'll get to in just a second. We talk about a book. We have a lightning round, and we do it all in about 22 minutes. So the question today comes from Sharona from Dublin. For years, we have had the dominant market share in our region, but with new competitors entering the marketplace, globalization, and the shift to customers controlling the buying cycle. Oh, we can all relate to that. We've been steadily slipping for the past 3 years. This downward trend is troubling me, and I'm wondering what we can do to reestablish ourselves as the market leader and stop the bleeding. Mayor, if you're with us, go ahead and jump in on that question. What do you think?
well, Mark, first of all, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you see me, or am I with you?
We
All
are
right,
with
great.
us.
Okay, I think there's a lot that you can do to. All right, I think there's a lot that you can do to reestablish market share, and in fact, even if you're
Well, we lost Meredith's connection there for just a bit. So let me come back and kind of address a few people. There's Meredith. She's back with us. Go ahead and jump in with some comments to help Mona in Dublin.
All right, let's hold on to me as long as we can hold on to me. There's a lot. In fact, I think anybody, whether you need to reestablish market share or not, this is a good exercise for you to go through. Your number one is understand why you're losing market share. You're losing market share because of a couple of reasons. Number one, customers don't see the value. They're willing to try a competitor. I think it's fascinating that people don't leave you because they're unhappy or because you tick them off. They just leave you because there's nothing sexy enough about you to stay there. So I think the place where you need to start is by getting out and talking to your customers and really figuring out what it is that they value about your product or service. What problem do they need solved, and are you positioned correctly in the marketplace?
Oh, I think you summed it up well, because I see there's really four elements that come into the place. It's you, the product, the outcome, the benefit you provide, and the changing needs in the marketplace. It's one of those four or combination of those four that causes slippage. And you really need to be examining all four of those. It's something that's very simple. Sometimes it's just the fact that there hasn't been enough development in your own product to stay up with the competitive pace. But here's what I find: too many salespeople blame that for the problem, when no, that has nothing to do with it. It really comes down to the salespeople not really staying attuned to what's happening in the marketplace to be able to understand how to position themselves to really address customers. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Spencer has a great comment in here. You must have customer intimacy. Let's look at Uber and taxi cab drivers, right? I mean, taxi cab drivers own the market. They had market share. All Uber did was came along, or Lyft came along and said, we're going to provide the same service. How can we, in a way, that really solves the problem? They made it convenient. They made it easy. They made it safer. They started to solve problems around the initial problem of needing a ride from one point to another point. So, what I think is happening, the reason I think you're losing market share is maybe you're solving problems that aren't as pressing as the current problems, or your competitors are doing a better job of solving more issues and more problems than you are. So get out there, do what Spencer said, get intimate with your customers and understand how their problems have shifted and changed.
Yeah. See, now stop and think about Uber and taxi cabs. Was it that the marketplace changed? No, the marketplace really didn't change. Customers always had those needs. They just didn't know that they could be met. Same thing really goes back to Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, when he created the first iPhone, I didn't realize I needed a camera, a music player, a computer, and a phone all in one device. I didn't really realize I needed that. But now that I have that, so what did Steve Jobs do? He reshaped the marketplace, which comes back to you, Sharona. You have to ask yourself, are you reacting to the marketplace, or are you shaping the marketplace? And I have a feeling what's happening for you, Sharona, and happens to a lot of people, is you're allowing your competitors to shape the marketplace. And as a result, then you're in catch-up mode, and you never do catch up because all you do is catch what they leave behind.
Mark, I think what you just said is gold here, and I am typing it in because I just think it is the quote of the show. Are you reacting to the marketplace, or are you shaping the marketplace? What a great question for anybody who is listening to be asking themselves. I mean, that is me included. I'm going to go home and I'm going to do a little bit of work on that. I think that's really the question of the day.
Okay, I already copyrighted that, so you can't. No, it's okay. Hey, you know what? Let's jump right now over and talk about how do we differentiate yourself. So if we say differentiation really comes to shaping the marketplace versus reacting to it, and I love Adam's comment, price will always be the deciding factors when buyers don't perceive meaningful differentiation. Now, key piece there, Adam, you're spot on with that. Because here's the whole thing. It's how you position it, just as you're saying right there in the comment on the screen. What does this mean? If we aren't delivering the value proposition to our customers. Why should they buy from us?
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to buy from us. So the question I'll kind of pose to you, Meridith, is how do you differentiate yourself? What is it you need to do?
Number one is I do think that you need to establish yourself as an expert in the field. I mean, gone are the days when we as salespeople are looking to our customers to learn about the industry. We need to educate ourselves. We need to be the expert. We need to be the one that they're looking to for information. I mean, you're always saying your reputation arrives before you do. So you want to make sure that you're building your reputation in the marketplace. Going out again. I don't understand. I have great internet right here.
You got a short your earphones or something.
Thanks, John. Good to know that I am live and Mark is frozen. I love your comment here that that about Tony Player and really asking ourselves, how are we shaping the marketplace? You know, I think this conversation about how to differentiate yourself is so key. It is so incredibly important. And the question that you really do need to be asking yourself is, what am I doing to look different from my competitors? Number one, you have got to start out by really, really asking yourself, do I understand the problems my customers are facing in the marketplace? Am I relevant? Or am I still trying to sell the same thing that I sold a year ago? Your customers' problems change. Number two, establish yourself as an expert in the field. Be the one that when they go looking for information, you're the one they find. Now, think about that. You know, I want you to understand that Gartner, the leading research firm, tells us that 67% of buyers, they're 67% the way through the buying cycle before they ever interact with a salesperson. Now think about that. They're over halfway there to understanding what they're going to buy and how they are going to buy it. Now, if they're 67% of the way through the buying cycle, you better be in that line of fire. You better start entering the game at the beginning of the game. So you've got to build your reputation in the marketplace. You've got to get out there in front of what's going on. All right, Mark, are you back with us? Oops, we can't hear you right now. That's all right. You keep trying to come on. You're a little frozen for us right now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. Number three is that you need to think about is that you need to add value early and you need to add value often with customers. What that means is that is that you need to understand when you're talking with customers, look for a way that they become dependent upon you for more than just the product or service that you're buying. Like, what are they turning to you for most everything that they want and everything that they need? Are they coming to you to buy those for information, for other connections, things like that? So you want to make sure to differentiate yourself in the marketplace, that people are reaching out to you and see you as the person they turn to for what they need to grow your business. Mark, your video is coming through fine, but your mic for some reason is not live. I have a feeling we're just going to need to repeat this episode, and probably my fault, as my internet is probably weak, even though I have a really strong signal right now. The book that we're going to highlight this week is Donald Kelly's Sell Like a Mango. If you do not know this book, you really need to check it out. I just finished reading it. It is fantastic, and it is basically everything that we have been talking about today. He's talking about the mango sellers, and how there's one on every single street corner selling the exact same thing. They're all selling mangoes. So how do you differentiate yourself? How do you get people to come to your cart versus going to another cart? And throughout this are the tips and techniques that you need to understand to really sell yourself differently and differentiate yourself in the marketplace. But I'm going to go ahead and cut the podcast here. We're at about 17 minutes. I said Mark and I come back on when I get back and we'll repeat and what you need to do to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. And